My pregnant wife wet herself one night and asked me to help. I refused to clean up her mess, so she got furious. Now she's staying at her mom's place while we try to work out our relationship. Posted by you/Chespist. So I, 28M, married my wife Danny, 23F, about a year ago, and we were fortunate to get pregnant soon after. Danny is in her third trimester now and on pregnancy leave. Once we got the good news, I started working extra hours in order to save more money for when the baby got here. This means I have to get up extra early every morning to get to work. I am out the door by 6 a.m. I get home a little later, and I'm usually pretty beaten, but I still contribute to the house by doing dishes and cleaning up after the cat. This new routine has been hard on both of us, but we've made it work, and everything has been fine so far. That is until I woke up to Danny crying the other day. We only have one bathroom downstairs, and lately, Danny has been having a little more trouble going up and down the stairs. This usually went fine, but she didn't make it this time. So, when I came downstairs, I found her in tears, standing in her own mess. She was clearly embarrassed, even more so when I caught her. I immediately felt terrible for her, and I tried to comfort her and told her it was all good. It can happen to anyone. Just clean it up, and we'll go back to bed. She asked me if I could help her, but I told her that made me uncomfortable. I would never expect anyone to clean up after my mess. It has happened before when I had a couple of too many drinks, but I always clean up after myself, and it would feel weird to ask Danny to do it for me in that situation. She got furious and called me insensitive for making her clean up after herself after an already embarrassing situation. I proposed a compromise. She would clean up the mess, and I would get her clean clothes. She asked me if this was what it would be like if the baby made a mess, and I told her I would be perfectly okay to clean up after the baby since it can't clean up after itself. I then told her I didn't have time to stand arguing with her all night when I had to get up in 3 hours to go to work and provide for us. So, I walked upstairs, grabbed her pajamas, and returned to bed. When I got downstairs the following day, I found her on the couch. She told me that she barely slept and felt horrible about the night before. She called me a jerk and said that by not helping her, I only embarrassed her more. She then told me she would stay with her mom until I got my crap together. It's been half a day now, and she's not responding to my texts. I talked about it with a few coworkers and got mixed responses. Danny and her mom came to pick up her things last night. Danny and I talked. She told me her side, and I told her my side. In the end, we both apologized and agreed we were going to work on it. She will stay with her mom until we find a comfortable way for her to sleep downstairs at my place. Update 1. Since I posted the original thread, not much had happened until Danny came home later that night. Her mom was with her, but she only helped her load up stuff and didn't look at me or address me once. While her mom was packing Danny's things, Danny sat in the living room, and I joined her. I told her we needed to discuss what had happened, and she reluctantly agreed. She explained that for her to get down and up on her knees to clean the floor was painful and that it was borderline cruel to expect that of her. I told her that if she had so much trouble moving, she should have told me sooner so we could have worked on a solution together. And if she had explained it to me calmly yesterday, I would have reacted differently. She thought it was too much to ask her to spell everything out and that I needed to be more present during and after the pregnancy. I told her that was difficult for me to hear, as I felt I had already contributed significantly and didn't want to feel like she didn't see that. She expressed that she appreciates me putting in extra time at work but that she also needs emotional support, especially in situations like last night's. I agreed with her to an extent, but I tried to make sure she understood why I found the situation uncomfortable at the moment, which she did after some explaining. I briefly considered telling her that I talked about it at work and showing her the thread. We concluded that Danny would be staying with her mom until we figured out a way for her to sleep comfortably downstairs. She does have a bathroom on every floor. I sincerely apologized for making her discomfort worse, and she, in turn, apologized for blowing up at me the way she did. We mutually agreed we were going to work on it. I love my wife very much. In the 5 years we've been together, we've never had anything like this, and I'm determined to make us work again, and so is she.